Myself, I am Dr. Jntuh. In this class, I am going to discuss with the directory structure that are used in the file system. Before moving to the topic, we should know what is a file system. A file is an organized collection of data which can be organized in a hierarchical manner. A directory is also a hierarchical structure. It is stored in a container that contains different types of folders and files. It can capable of organizing the different files in a hierarchical manner. To get a particular different types of file system, different operating systems are used based upon the hard disk drive capacities. So it can be divided into number of partitions. So the partition here is otherwise called as volumes or mini disk. Each partition must have at least one of a directory, and the files of the particular partitioning can be listed in any one of a directory. A directory entry is maintained for each of a file in the directory, which can capable of store all the related information to the particular file. So this directory structure will contain the information, which are all the information that is stored in a directory. For example, name of a file, type, location, size, position, and what is the protection given to the file, whether it is a read permission or write permission, usage and mounting like that. The structure of a directory has been listed here. So next, what are all the operations that are performed in a directory? In a directory, we can use a searching of a file, creating a file, deleting a file, list a directory, rename a file, and traverse a file. Searching of a file is that in the directory structure, we can find the particular file with their symbolic names and the representation and the relationship among the files. So this is called as a searching of a file. Creating a file is nothing but new files can be created and added to the particular directory. Deleting a file will be no longer be present in the particular directory. If we want to able to remove the particular file, we can remove the file. Listing a directory, we need to list all the types of directories that are existing in the particular operating system. We can list it by using the ls command. Renaming a file is nothing but while the file has been previously stored in another name, can be replaced with a new name, and it can be stored in the existing directory. That is called as a renaming a file. Traversing a file, it provides the backup of the particular file, and it can be copied to the another disk by using a rename concept. That is called as a traversing a file. So organizing the particular directory, we can efficiently use the directory structure. It is efficiency to use. So the naming will be very convenient to the users. Here, the different types of users can be used the different types of file names, and the same file can be used by the different number of names. The grouping is possible in the directory structure. For example, we can group all the Java programs, all the game-related function. Here, the directory is classified into 4 levels: single-level directory, 2-level directory, tree structure directory, acyclic graph directory. Moving to the first one, single-level directory is the simplest directory structure. This is only one level directory is here. So this directory is called as a root directory. Here, all the files that are present in the directory can be visible, and it can be easily understand. The user cannot able to create subdirectories for this particular root level directory. Here, the single level directory will be having a significant limitation. Here, the file size cannot be increased with the help of the user. Since all the files that are present in the directory will be having and same under a common unique name. For example, the directory name only will be different. For example, here 1.jpg, methods.txt, os.document, mp4 file after the text file. The directory name has been varied, but the file names will be organizedly saved under a single name. So the advantages of a single level directory, here the implementation is very easy, but the file size is very, very small because we cannot add more number of files. Here the operations that are used are creation, searching, deletion, updation, like that we can use. Here the disadvantage of the particular single level directory is searching is very, very difficult because the directory is very large. Here the files can be grouped into any number of languages. For example, Java and C languages. Naming is another major challenge here. Moving to the second topic, that is a lower level, two level directory. In the single level directory, the implementation was very, very simple. But here the user are classified to separate and create the two level of directory structure. Here they're having the own user file directory, that is otherwise called as UFD. So the UFD having a similar structure that can be stored under a file directory that is called as MFD, master file directory. It is indexed by a username or a account number in which the particular UFD has been saved in a particular user. For example, so this is a master file directory. So this is a user file directory. Suppose I am a user, I am going to create a 4 different number of files. So cat file, BU, A and test. After that, A and data, A and test, X, data and E. So like that, I am going to create the 4 different number of user file directory, 4 combination of list of files. I am going to store it in the first file in a master file directory. It is in the user 1. After that, A and data in the user 2, A and test in the user 3, X, data and A in the user 4. Like that, we can save the files in the 2 level directories. So the main characteristics of the 2 level directory are they are having the same file name. Here the username should be listed and the directory name should be listed. Both will be having the same name and they are going to be stored under the single directory for a specific user. The advantages of a 2 level directory are having the same file name. User grouping is possible under this category and the path name and searching of a file will also be easy here. The disadvantage of this 2 level directory is a user cannot be allowed to share the files. No grouping is possible in this type of file name. So after that, tree structured directory. In a tree structured directory, the directory can either be a file or a sub directory because it follows a hierarchical manner. The tree will be having a root directory. Every file inside the system having a unique path. A directory will also be having a subdirectory. Here we can internally format that particular directories. One of the bit that is entry in the file can be used as a file 0 and the subdirectory can be named as a 1. We can delete the file by using the file name rm file name. So remove the file name and delete the directory by using the rm directory name. Like that, we can create a new directory by using the mkdir as a make directory. So like that, we can create a directory, delete a directory. Like that, we can move a sequence here. Another important sequence in the tree structure directory is can capable of creates its own directory. The user can read the particular data from the root. They cannot able to modify it, but they can read the data. The searching is another important concept in this tree structure directory. So we can easily search the files. The path name can be come under the 2 different categories. One is absolute and another one is a relative. And absolute path is nothing but we are going to follow the path down to a particular specific file, and the relative path is nothing but we are going to define a path from the current directory. Okay, if we are going to save in this tree structure, so the particular directory names will be there. After that, the relative path and the file name, like that we have to save in the tree structure directory. So this is an example diagram for the tree structure. Here this is a root and this is a sub directories here. After that, the user will list all the files here. Like this, we can classify the tree structure. So the advantages of this tree structure are since the path name can be fully given and it is very scalable. Efficiently, we can search the file and read the file. The disadvantage is due to the hierarchical model, the file saved here will be having a multiple directory. We cannot easily share the files. So the next directory is acyclic graph directory. Acyclic graph directory is a graph which have no cycle. It allows to share the subdirectories and the files in 2 different directories. So the common subdirectories here shared are used for copy the file. If any of a programmer want to change the particular subdirectories, it can be reflected in both the subdirectory as well as the main directory. If a file is going to be get deleted in the particular acyclic graph, then in the case the file just get deleted when we are moving from the particular pointer. So it is hard to detect the particular file, and actual file of the link will be deleted, and all the references is also going to be deleted in the acyclic directory. So this is a diagram for explaining the acyclic directory. Here, this is a root, and the list of files will be there. If we want to delete the particular list of files, so it will delete the particular content, and the remaining of a file will be copied here. Okay, like this we can delete a file. So the advantages of this directory is we can easily share the file. We can easily search the file by using the different types of path name. The directory structure is more flexible to change and delete the sequence. Disadvantage of this particular file is we are going to delete the particular pointer by using the different types of sequence, and the references is also associated with that particular file, and we are going to delete the file. Then no more the backup of the particular file will be existing there in the register. So the next category is general graph directory structure. Similar compared to the acyclic graph directory structure, it is simply different compared to this. Here the cyclics are allowed. That the cyclics are not allowed. This here the cycles are allowed within a directory structure where the multiple directories can be derived from a single parent or a single root. So the main problem with this particular directory structure is to calculate the entire size of a file in a periodic manner. Here, the periodic garbage collection is required to detect and resolve this problem. So this is a general graph structure here. Here, the root of the file is this. So, and this can be classified into the user file. After that, if we want to delete a particular structure, we can delete and combine the variables here. Thank you.